I spent all my life in the music industry, being a performer and loving every moment of it. This passion will never go away.
Have you heard about someone who achieved all the fame a musician could get? Yet her life was not as controversial as people who didn't even have half the fame she had. Welcome to the world of a Canadian singer who aced all her performances, wrote incredible songs, and became an icon that no one could deny. But life happened, and she almost became a shell of herself. But here is a story of courage and resilience.
It's like I have a spasm. And I was kind of talking like this. I thought maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe I'll never sing again.
Ready to uncover the untold story of her resilience, the emotions woven into her iconic tunes, and the fortune she built through it all? Let's dance to the rhythm her story brings. The beginning of the legend. Céline began her story in Charlemagne, Quebec, approximately a 24-kilometer drive from Montreal, Canada. She was the baby of the family, the youngest of 14 kids born to Thérèse, who was a committed homemaker, and Adhémar, a butcher, and they both have proud French roots. Growing up in such a big family meant a lot of hand-me-down clothes and sharing a bed with her sisters. In fact, as a little one, she even slept in a drawer instead of a crib to help save some money. Unlike normal kids, school was not exactly joyful to her, as she faced bullying and earned the nickname Vampire due to her unique teeth and slim frame. The kids later named her Canine Dion as a joke during her teenage years. This was challenging to her, but she found her soft spot in music, often rushing home after school to jam with her siblings in the basement, and this made her see reasons to keep going. In her autobiography, she said, "I couldn't stand school. I was always around older kids and adults, and I learned everything I needed from them. To me, real life was all about them." Interestingly, while her mom was expecting her, her oldest sister was already in her 20s, happily married, and getting ready to welcome her first child. Céline grew up in a Roman Catholic background in Charlemagne, where life was modest but, as she loved to describe it, filled with joy. Music had a way to get woven into the fabric of the Dion family, and she was actually named after the song Céline, which a French singer named Hugues Offray had released 2 years before she was born. Her first public performance came on the 13th of August, 1973, at her brother Michel's wedding, where she sang Christine Charbonneau's Du fil, des aiguilles et du coton. After that, she often went on the stage with her siblings at their parents' little piano bar, Le Vieux Baril, which translates to the old barrel. As a young child, apart from being bullied by her mates, Céline faced a series of unfortunate incidents, including a very scary moment at just 5 years old, when a car hit her while her father and brother Clément looked on. Fortunately, she had a brief hospital stay as she only suffered a concussion. From a very young age, she had incredible dreams of being a performer. In a 1994 interview with the media, she said, "I missed my family and my home, but I don't regret losing my teenage years. I had one dream. I wanted to be a singer." As she grew up in Quebec, she also participated in programs as a member of the Girl Guides of Canada, exploring her adventurous spirit. At just 12 years old, she teamed up with her mother and brother Jacques to write her very first song, Ce n'était qu'un rêve, which means it was only a dream. Her brother then sent a recording of it to a notable music manager named René Angelil, whose name and contact information he found on the back of a Jeanette Reno album. René was so impressed by Céline's voice that he resolved to do all he could to help her become a star. In 1981, he took a huge risk and mortgaged his house to produce her debut album titled La Voix du Bon Dieu, As expected, it quickly got to the top of the charts in Quebec, making her an overnight sensation. Her popularity spread beyond Canada when she competed in the 1982 Popular Song Festival in Tokyo, where she won the Top Performer Award and a gold medal for Best Song with Tellement J'ai d'amour pour toi. By the next year, Céline had already made history as the first Canadian artist to earn a gold record in France for her hit D'amour ou d'amitié, translated as of love or of friendship. She also won several Félix Awards, including Best Female Performer and Discovery of the Year. Her journey continued to soar when she represented Switzerland in the 1988 Eurovision Song Contest and brought the cup home. At just 18, after watching a performance by the legendary Michael Jackson, Céline confided in René, saying that she wanted to shine just as brightly as him. She believed in her abilities, and René discovered that her image needed a better identity for a global audience. She took a step back from the limelight and went through a dental surgery to improve her look, and attended the École Berlitz in 1989 to enhance her English skills. However, during a concert on the Incognito tour in that same year, she injured her voice. After many consultations with otorhinolaryngologist William Gould, she faced a tough choice: immediate surgery on her vocal cords or a 3-week vocal rest. Céline opted for the rest and trained her voice with William Riley. This set the stage for her massive comeback. Here's the way she started her career. It didn't start very smoothly, but her resilient spirit and trust in what she carried paved the way for her. Let's explore how she soared from the little girl who rehearsed at her home to the global force that everyone admires. Her thriving music career. A year after suffering from a voice injury, the legend took a bold step into the English-speaking market with her album titled Unison, and it paid off when the romantic ballad Where Does My Heart Beat Now became her first top 10 hit in the United States. She easily captured global attention in no time with her Grammy Award-winning duet with Piabo Bryson on Beauty and the Beast in 1991 from the intriguing Disney film. Critics did not go easy on her, calling her music overly sentimental and polished. However, her powerful voice and heartfelt songs ditched the criticisms and turned her into a worldwide wonder. She got a whole lot of other incredible hits for years, but another level of fame hit her years later, described as her most iconic moment. And it came with My Heart Will Go On, the unforgettable theme from the blockbuster film titled Titanic, released in 1997. The song instantly won an Academy Award and became the top in charts around the world, also boosting the sales of her album titled Let's Talk About Love, featuring duets with legends like Barbra Streisand and Luciano Pavarotti. As the 21st century came, Céline decided to take a little break from her career to focus on family. Then, she made a strong comeback with A New Day Has Come and One Heart, experimenting with dance pop in line with her usual adult contemporary style. While these albums were commercially successful as expected, they didn't quite match the record-breaking sales of her earlier work. In 2003, she started a live show in Las Vegas that ran for more than 4 years, and she returned for a second residency in 2011. Her later projects included her English albums and subsequent French albums. Reports in 2007 revealed that her global album sales went up to 200 million. This number didn't stop increasing, especially with the release of an album in 2012 titled Sans Attendre, which featured several duets, including one with French rock legend Johnny Hallyday and Loved Me Back to Life, including a heavenly duet with the extraordinary Stevie Wonder, among others. Everything went well until the 13th of August, 2014, when Céline announced an indefinite break from all her music shows and concerts. including her concert residency at Caesar's Palace, because of her husband's declining health after he had surgery to remove a cancerous tumor in December 2013. However, on the 20th of March 2015, she stated her plan to return to the Colosseum at Caesar's Palace later that August. After some months, Céline shared on social media that she was working on a fresh French album, posting a photo with an Algerian singer, Zaho. Her French single, Encore un soir, was released on the 24th of May 2016, and just a few days earlier, she covered Queen's The Show Must Go On with a violinist named Lindsey Stirling. She performed this incredible cover at the 2016 Billboard Music Awards, where she was honored with the Billboard Icon Award, which her son, René Charles, presented to her. In 2016 and 2017, she toured Europe and Canada, both tours selling out completely. On the 9th of September 2016, she released Recovering, an emotional song written for her by Pink after her husband's passing. From June to August 2018, she toured the Asia-Pacific region, grossing an impressive $56.5 million from 22 shows. Also in March 2019, Céline joined forces with 10 other Quebec artists, including Ginette Renault and Diane Dufresne, to release a new version of René Claude's 1971 single Tu trouveras la paix, in support of Claude after her Alzheimer's diagnosis. On the 3rd of April 2019, during a Facebook Live event, she announced her Courage World Tour, as it kicked off in Quebec City on the 18th of September 2019. She also announced that her new English-language album, titled Courage, would be released in November. When it finally debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200 on the 30th of November 2019, it marked her first United States #1 album in 17 years. It also marked her 13th top 10 album on the Billboard 200. With Courage, she joined an elite group of women like Janet Jackson, Barbra Streisand, and Britney Spears, who have achieved #1 albums in 3 different decades. The album also debuted at #1 in Canada, making it her 15th #1 album in the Nielsen SoundScan era, and 16th overall in the country. On the 10th of June 2020, she then announced that her Courage World Tour would resume in 2021, after being postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Later, on the 21st of May 2021, she announced that she would return to Las Vegas in November of that year for a limited run of 10 shows in partnership with Resorts World Las Vegas. In 2020, Billboard recognized her as the 3rd highest-paid musician for the year and the 2nd among female artists, with earnings of $17.5 million. 2 years later, she had to cancel her North American tour dates due to severe muscle spasms. Later, on December 8th, she told her fans that she had been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, which is a neurological condition that affects her ability to walk and her vocal cords. As a result, all her tour dates had to be canceled. In 2023, she decided to do something different from music, so she ventured into acting, playing herself in the film titled Love Again. She also recorded 5 new songs for the soundtrack, which they released, with the first single, Love Again, premiering on the 13th of April. Later on, she started releasing more amazing songs and mashups. On the 25th of June, 2024, Amazon MGM Studios released I Am Céline Dion, a documentary that explored her life with stiff person syndrome. The soundtrack for the film came out a few days earlier, impacting lives. That same year, she made a triumphant return to the stage, performing a French song from the Eiffel Tower during the opening ceremony of the 2024 Summer Olympics. This marked her first public performance in 4 years, and The Guardian described it as an undaunted, beatific return, stating she was enthusiastic to resume singing and touring around the world. In 2025, she appeared in a video message during the first semi-final of the Eurovision Song Contest in Basel, Switzerland, for a tribute performance of her Eurovision-winning song, which was performed by former contestants. Then, on the 25th of July, 2025, a Swedish DJ and producer, Sebastian Ingrosso, released the single A New Day, which is a remix of her 2002 hit A New Day Has Come. Her career journey is truly an inspiration, but behind the scenes, every note she sang was a story of love and grief. Let's explore the other side of life she had and how she was able to overcome those phases. Her journey through grief. Celine's love story was nothing short of pure and intimate, yet it ended on a very sad note. Unlike other musicians who tasted fame like her, she was able to maintain a relationship and marriage free of controversies and complications. Her love story is one for the ages, a strong bond that will forever resonate in our hearts. They shared 22 years of marriage before René sadly passed away from throat cancer in 2016. Their journey started when Céline was just 12, and she was still starting as a professional partner. By the time she turned 19, their very good friendship blossomed into romance, and she went on her first date, although they kept their relationship under wraps for some years due to their 26-year gap. In her interview with the media in 2016, she said, "We kind of kept it cool because of my career. I was living that love secretly. When I was finally able to share it, it was like bang, love. Love always wins." In 1993, they finally spoke about their engagement, and the following year, they officially got married. Together, they welcomed 3 wonderful children: René Charles in 2001, and twins Nelson and Eddie in 2010. Reflecting on the first meeting she had with her husband, Céline recalled, "While I was singing, he started to cry. I knew then I had done a good job." Their love was destined to blossom, and it remains a lasting testament to their deep connection. In her memoir, Céline Dion, My Story, My Dream, she remembered how she longed for René in silence. After winning a singing competition in 1988, she and René spent a magical night together. In her words, "I threw myself into his arms. Later that night, I sat at the head of the bed, legs tucked under the covers, feeling so happy to be alone with the man I loved." In 1991, she started gaining ground as a big musician. But that wasn't the only good news. René proposed. With their engagement and her career soaring, the next thing fans would have loved to hear was her engagement to her longtime manager and friend. But the couple chose to keep their love under wraps, for reasons best known to them. After several years of secrecy, Céline finally opened up about their relationship in the liner notes of her 1993 album, The Color of My Love. "René, for so many years I've kept our special dream locked away inside my heart. But now it's too powerful to keep inside," she wrote, as reported by Reuters. On the 17th of December 1994, the couple said "I do" and did their marital vows in a stunning ceremony at Notre Dame Basilica in Montreal. Their extravagant wedding was broadcast live across Canada, allowing fans to witness the moment as Céline walked down the aisle in a breathtaking Mirella and Steve Gentile gown. To complete her look, she wore an iconic Swarovski crystal headdress, making the day truly unforgettable. This was Céline's first and only marriage, while it marked René's third. He had previously been married to Denise Duquette from 1966 to 1972, and to a singer named Anne René from 1974 to 1985. They had no issues in their marriage, but challenges started coming in when René was diagnosed with throat cancer in 1999, which made Céline make a serious decision to take a 2-year break from performing and touring to care for him. During this challenging time, he underwent 2 surgeries and radiation treatments. Fortunately, the doctors cleared René, declaring him cancer-free the following year. To celebrate this incredible milestone, the couple renewed their vows in a beautiful Arabian Nights-themed ceremony in Las Vegas, making a new chapter in their love story. Talking about their lavish vow renewal, Céline remarked, "It's almost like a show, and we're show business people." That same year, they received great news that she was pregnant with their first child. In 2001, after a lot of fertility treatments, the couple welcomed their son, René Charles, who was baptized that same year. Céline later talked about the experience of raising her son with deep affection. "He's a miracle child. I breastfed René Charles for a year, and I'll never forget it. His eyes, his skin, his smell, his sleeping, the sweetness, the love. There's nothing like it." Her parents also approved of their relationship and marriage. Her parents described him as a very good man, and they are confident that their daughter is in safe hands. René also described her parents as smart people who raised their daughter well. Their admirable bond as a family was truly special, filled with love and admiration. Céline stated that raising her first child gave her another sense of purpose. She said her purpose is not to be a singer, but to be a mom, because it gives her a great sense of fulfillment just attending to his needs and taking care of him. On the 23rd of October, 2010, the couple welcomed their twin boys, Nelson and Eddie, born via cesarean section in Florida. Just like her parents, Céline and her husband chose names with deep significance. Nelson was named after the esteemed South African president Nelson Mandela, while Eddie was inspired by Eddie Marnay, the incredible French songwriter who produced most of Céline's early work. The twins were baptized in Las Vegas in March 2011, and it added to the family's beautiful legacy. Again, René had to go through surgery to remove a tumor from his throat in December 2013. But he faced another cancer diagnosis in 2014. When he stepped back from his role as Céline's manager, she also took a conscious step back from her career to focus on taking care of him. During this challenging time, Céline opened up to the media and described it as a very difficult and stressful time. She said, "I want to devote every ounce of my strength and energy to my husband's healing. And to do so, it's important for me to dedicate this time to him and to our children." She canceled all the tours that would have given her millions, but she was not concerned about her career anymore. All she was concerned about was the love of her life. She was so scared that he would leave her. She was scared of losing him, but she had to show the whole world and her family that she was strong, and they would be okay. She also shared her promise to honor René's last wish. "I'll say, 'You're scared? I understand. Talk to me about it,' she recalled. And René says to me, 'I want to die in your arms.' Okay, fine. I'll be there. You'll die in my arms." Her fears became a reality as René tragically passed away on the 14th of January, 2016, just 2 days before his 74th birthday. His representative released a statement saying, "René Angelil, 73, passed away this morning at his home in Las Vegas after a long and courageous battle against cancer. The family requests that their privacy be respected at the moment." This loss was so profound, leaving a lasting impact on Céline and their family. In an interview after her 1,000th performance in Las Vegas, Céline said that René was the only man she had ever been intimate with. She opened up about the pain of his passing and the relief she felt that he was no longer suffering. Before he left, it was very, very difficult for all of us. For me, especially, and my children, to see the man of my life die a little bit more every day. And when he left, it was kind of a relief for me that the man that I love, the only man that I was intimate with, the only man that I loved. Her words showed both the deep love they shared and the heartbreak that came with letting go and surrendering to the fact that he had left her. Céline Dion reflected on her intimate connection with René, saying, "I never loved another man in my life. So the man of my life was my partner, and we were one. So when he stopped suffering, I said to myself, he's okay, and he deserves not to suffer." To celebrate the 5th anniversary of René's passing, Céline shared a tribute on Instagram, featuring a black and white photo of them holding hands by the ocean. "René, it's been 5 years already. There's not one day that we don't think about you. We're reaching out to you now more than ever to guide us, protect us, and continue to watch over us. And we pray that you'll shine your love on the entire world to all those at this very moment who are facing incredibly difficult times." Her words were filled with the enduring love and connection that remains even in his absence. She then concluded her touching tribute with, "You are in our hearts and in our lives forever. We love you, Céline, René Charles, Nelson, and Eddie." In an interview with Today, she expressed that dating wasn't a priority for her at the moment, though she wasn't entirely dismissing the idea. She also said she is not thinking about a relationship or second marriage, and she is not so sure if falling in love will ever happen again. On what would have been their 30th wedding anniversary, Céline shared a heartfelt post on Instagram. "You still fill our hearts every day. You are everything to us. We miss you so much. Happy 30th anniversary, mon amour." She knows that even her words are not enough to describe her love for him, so she still grieves him subtly till today. Grief strikes again. Shortly after the passing of her dear husband, Céline faced another heartbreaking loss with the passing of her brother, Daniel Dion, who was 59 years old. Sources say that he had been battling throat, brain, and tongue cancer, as reported by the Associated Press. Unlike normal cancer cases, his condition worsened significantly shortly after the news of his deteriorating condition, and just 2 days following the passing of her husband, he also passed away from cancer. A source also shared with people that she was close with all her siblings, so it was hard for her. This loss adds to the profound grief Céline has experienced recently, highlighting the deep bonds she shared with her family. Imagine losing 2 close relatives in 3 days. That must have been so hard for Céline. His tribute said this: "His last days were in the wonderful care of the doctors and personnel at Maison Adhémar Dion, a palliative care center in Terrebonne, Quebec. For those wishing to send flowers, a donation to that organization would be very much appreciated." This tribute only shows the family's gratitude for the compassionate care Daniel received during his final moments. These stories made her cancel shows and postpone performances, but the good news remains that she always came out stronger. Let's go through her accolades and how she was able to amass a kind of fortune that would impact her children, grandchildren, and everyone who believed in her. Her accolades and legacy. Right from the time she began her career, Céline dedicated a lot of her time to various charities and philanthropic efforts globally. Since 1982, she dedicated herself to being a spokesperson for Cystic Fibrosis Canada and became the foundation's national celebrity patron in 1993. Motivated by the loss of her niece, Karine, who passed away from cystic fibrosis at age 16. Her support extends to a lot of health and education initiatives, including the Diana Princess of Wales Memorial Fund. She has also been a long-time advocate for underprivileged communities, dating back to the AIDS crisis, and has financed the publication of Gay Globe magazine and its HIV prevention materials since 2004. In 2003, she participated in World Children's Day, organized by McDonald's, to raise funds for international children's health organizations. 2 years later, she helped raise over $1 million for survivors of the 2004 Asian tsunami and donated $1 million to the American Red Cross for Hurricane Katrina relief. Additionally, she contributed $100,000 to help Chinese children and teenagers after the Sichuan earthquake that happened in 2008. That's not all. She has also worked with the Canadian Charity Artists Against Racism and was named a United Nations Goodwill Ambassador in October 2010, showing her dedication to humanitarian causes. In 1999, Céline earned a place on Canada's Walk of Fame, and she was inducted into the Broadcast Hall of Fame. She also did several things to solidify her legacy by being inducted into the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2004 and Krakow's Aleja Gwiazd, which is the Avenue of Stars, in 2008. Her accolades include being named Entertainer of the Year at the International Achievement in Arts Awards in 1997 and receiving the UNESCO Artist for Peace Award in 1999. In 2002, she was recognized as the most recognized Canadian by the National Post and was celebrated by the Banff Television Foundation as one of the 50 all-time famous faces in Canadian television. 10 years after she achieved all of that, she received a Diamond World Music Award and the Society of Singers Ella Award for Lifetime Achievement, highlighting her remarkable contributions to music and entertainment. Her accolades continued to grow, with her winning the Las Vegas Guide Visitor's Choice Award for Favorite Headliner in both 2005 and 2006. In 2006, she was recognized as the entertainment industry's most influential Canadian at the Movie Entertainment Awards and was crowned the Entertainer of the New Millennium at the Nevada Commission on Tourism Awards in 2007. Later on, she received the commemorative medallion of our 100th anniversary of Quebec City and was named Artist of the Decade by the Journal de Montréal. These honors reflect her immense impact on the entertainment industry and her enduring popularity. What do you think about Céline Dion and her blossoming career and fortune? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. To enjoy more exciting videos, click play on the video on your screen. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when a new video drops.